Now you can see just how dry this mortar looks. This mortar will be used for a formless repair of a stair face. The pot life of the mortar is about an hour, depending on weather conditions, and the mortar can be retempered by adding more premix any time during that hour. The worker is going to prime the area to be repaired with premix of the same ratio that was used to mix the repair mortar. The premix has been strained into a small pump sprayer that's been fitted with a valve stem so it can be pressurized with a portable air tank or by hand pumping it. Now the repair area is over-primed, and then some of the mortar is going to be brushed in as a slurry bond coat. Now that the repair area has been over-primed and a slurry bond coat applied, it's time to pack the mortar in by hand. Be sure to pack it tightly so that there are no air pockets and the mortar has full contact with the substrate. Now the video will go to 4 times speed to save time in viewing. A dry pack fill is best achieved by overpacking the area with dry mortar and cutting it back to the desired shape. None of the mortar need be wasted. It can be put back into the pail and retempered with more premix if needed. Now the worker is going to use an aluminum screed section to hold the mortar in place while he packs more mortar above it. As you can see, being able to use dry pack mortar can be very valuable to make repairs without having to attach forms. This section of damaged stairface won't be completely restored, as the nosing section will be restored on another phase of this project. This illustrates a great feature of Fusion Crete 2 modified concrete restoration. If needed, you can use the advantage of building up repairs layer upon layer. Now the section of the stair with a void in the riser face has been filled. After initial set and cure, the nosing section of the stair will be restored with that phase of the project. We'll take a look at a small section of nosing restoration. This is a very useful technique for curb restoration as well. The mix design of the mortar is slightly different. The snowball test shows that this mortar is ready for a dry pack repair. The premix is still 1 part Fusion Crete 2 crystals to 5 parts water. Also, instead of 1 part cement to 2.5 parts sand, this mortar is 1 part cement to 2 parts sand, so it's a little bit stronger. The sand used in this mortar is 70 mesh silica because the larger aggregate of masonry sand can be a little hard to finish out over thinner areas. As you can see, the repair area has been primed with premix and mortar has been brushed in for a slurry bond coat. Then the repair area is overpacked with mortar using gloved hands. When mortar is being placed next to the detached traction strip, it's pushed underneath the strip so that the repair will attach the traction strip to the stair. Now that the repair area has been overpacked with mortar beyond the profile of the original stair, the mortar will be cut back and finished. The next minute and a half is a good example of different techniques used in completing the finish of a formless repair. This dry pack mortar is highly polymerized and can become sticky in the heat of the day. So having some premix and a sprayer for tool release can really make the job go easier. You can also see the use of masking tape to keep the mortar away from certain areas, as in the case of these metal traction strips. Here's another example of a magnesium float used to do the initial finish. The last of the small holes are filled with mortar, and a little primer on the surface helps complete the initial finish. Sponges are very useful in finishing as well, as in the case of this small piece of upholstery foam cut in a triangular shape used to do the final touches on this nosing.